Crazy Russian 86 here, welcome back to another video. I know there's gonna be no comments as usually, but I don't care about it. I know there's something weird's been going on about it, which I don't like. But anyway, you know, there are a lot of things which I'm just gonna ignore. I've been watching videos of both Life is Overrated 96 and SBN Resonate, you know. And these people are pretty understanding. They're pretty smart people, they know what they're talking about. Because Ben Resonate's been talking about you know, not talking to people or whatever because you know you're not gonna fit in. But he said still you can just do your thing. And this is what I've been doing with my channel all along. I knew that, you know, most of the people is gonna consider my videos weird and this and that. And I've been fighting with people before because they're all looking to, oh, there's something wrong with you. But it doesn't really fucking matter. Life was Overrated 96 said there is nothing wrong with you. Well, maybe there is, but I know what kind of person I am, so I just choose not to care about it because there's nothing, you know, there's pointless to care about something you cannot change really. It's not about what's wrong with you, what's right with you, or you cannot connect to other people there's something wrong with you. I mean, yeah, if there's something wrong with you, people, you know, wouldn't want to deal with you, true. But at the same time, even if there is nothing wrong with you, that doesn't guarantee the fact that, you know, you're gonna have friends just simply because you just don't fit in anyway. So in my situations, I know there's kind of a little bit of both, but it don't matter because, you know, it's stupid to think like that. Because think about it this way. Let's take Stevie Wonder, right? So he's blind, but he's a good musician. So let's focus on the fact that he's blind, not to focus on the fact that he's a good musician. See, sometimes and a lot of times, you know, social thing is not that important because life is all about doing things, getting better at something. So if you want to do the things the best way you can, sometimes you're better off just be all by yourself doing things. Because if you're with people like a disruption to you. And what you're gonna talk about? Some bunch of meaningless stuff which doesn't, you know, matter really. You see, it's all lies. People portray it like life was all about partying, having fun, and sex all the time, like yay. But in order to get there, you know, you have to be an alpha male. You know, it's like survival of the fittest. So really, doing things is more important than talking. You know, talk is cheap. Silence is golden, you know. So a lot of times just talking which doesn't help anything. And even if there is something wrong with you, sometimes you can either hide it or, you know, you shouldn't be showing people, oh, there's something wrong with the guy, whatever. Who cares? Whatever is right, whatever is wrong, who cares? Just this life is all about just working on yourself and, you know, think about how life is constructed. You were born and then you're strong and then you get old anyway and then you die, and it's inevitable for everyone. You just learn some lessons, you just do certain things. Life is like a mission, really. So maybe we shouldn't worry about nothing really, because there's no point about worrying. And Life is Overrated said, well, there's nothing wrong with dying. Like, I wouldn't want to be here for another 70 years. Live longer. Why? To be a fucking slave for longer. And it does seem to be like that. Like, and a lot of people, when they're young, they realize it. Even ex-Success Tentacion said, I was working and I was in jail for misconduct. It's like the same thing, you just work. So really life consists of work, and a lot of people say, oh, you know what, why it has to be this way? We're doing things which we don't enjoy. Like, and that's true, but you know, what is it and what is it does it mean enjoyment? It seems like we're really all slaves. We just have to do, you know, not whatever is right, you know, not, but we have to do, you know, what we need to do. And that's why, like, you know, life is overrated kind of said that. And I was thinking about the same thing. It's like when you start questioning things, and it's like say, well, why am I doing this? Why do I need to do that? People like, what's wrong with you? Well, why can't I, you know, why should I be just a fucking societal slave? And if you think about it, right, like, we're all talking about freedom, which doesn't exist in this world. You know what, maybe there is only one way to be free, it's pretty much kill yourself. You know, so, but nobody wants to do it, just like life is overrated said. He really doesn't want to do it. He wants to live, he wants to enjoy life, but he just sees that, you know, what's the point of like having kids when kids gonna be like another generation of slaves, another generation of workers. It seems like everything is pointless. We're just here to suffer, I guess. Me, I'm not an anti-natalist. I'm just like whatever kind of guy. I wanted to have kids more when I was younger. Now I care about it less. Because, you know, everything that seems to be pointless, especially in this day and age, where everybody just showing, hey, look, we got these kids, we're all happy, life is so great, we vacationing, this and that. Pretty much everything in this life, it's like, especially right now, it's all about this dances and happiness. But what people are doing, they're just working their ass off. And nothing really matters. Even yesterday, like, there was a speech in the synagogue and the guy was talking about, you know what, think about it, like, you're worried about other people. Like, if you're gonna close your eyes and close your senses, it's just gonna be you and God. And that's it. And some people who don't believe in God, it's gonna be just you, you know. So that's why interaction and friends and people, it's not that important. I guess the most important thing in life is just to focus on yourself and do your thing. Like when I was a teenager, I used to read that book by Haruki Murakami, which is called Dance, Dance, Dance. So it's like life is about dance, life is about doing things, and you just focus on yourself. Let go of all of everything, really. Like, sometimes you just shouldn't take life that seriously. So if there is something wrong with you, right with you, nobody wants to deal with you, okay, fine, fuck it. You know, because sometimes maybe the truth is there's no point of you worrying about other people, especially considering the fact that, you know, you're not compatible, you have nothing in common. And sometimes, you know, there is no right or wrong, because, you know, there are certain things which are wrong with you, but they can help you with other things, you know. So it's like, really, all this shit doesn't really matter. And yeah, it sucks, you know, when people are judging you. So like me, I don't want to deal with it. And a lot of times being around people, it's very stressful. People make it feel like it's so pleasurable to be around people. But then people are constructed that way that, you know, we all disagree with each other. We all have our own opinion and thought processes. So it's like people want to find people who are like them so they can have a movement. But even inside that movement, there are some people, I don't agree with this, I don't agree with that, shouldn't be this way. And then a lot of times when like there's a leader and he said, oh, this is what we want for our country, for this movement, for that movement, whatever. And then everybody's like making comments, and everybody, the comments like, yeah, you're right, you're such a great guy. Just like fucking animals, you know, we just like, I don't know, there's just like that thing in our society is that on one hand, It's all about tribalism, really. It's not about finding the truth or what's right, what's wrong, living a happy life. It's all about tribalism. It's all about like being part of the crowd. And if you know there's something wrong with you, and if you're free thinker, you can either be with like-minded free thinkers, or you're gonna be by yourself. And a lot of times, like I noticed that there are a lot of free thinkers. They make their videos on YouTube. Sometimes they collaborate, but they're mostly all by themselves, you know. And there's nothing wrong with it, because like even between us there's some disagreements. Like me and SBN resonate. We agree on a lot of things, but you know, we don't agree. Part of the reason why we don't agree with certain things is because of who we are. It's not even about the truth. It's just like, okay, you're telling me I should be humble, but it's against my nature. Why should I be humble? They say, oh, in order to do this, in order to be like this guy, you have to be this way. But what if you don't want to? Sure, you're gonna argue, not because somebody else saying something which you don't agree with, it just doesn't agree with you, you know? So we always all gonna disagree on something, but that's why, like I said, I'm also for kind of individualism, you know, like just do your own thing, just do you. That's the best you can do, not worry about other people, you know. I feel like when we are younger, we're so worried about, oh, we need to have friends, we need to be with people. When you get older, it's like, you know, at some point it's just like, I just want to be my own man and do my own thing, and I don't care, you know. If I'm gonna be lonely, so be it. This life was all about doing things anyway, not being with people. And being with people, they portray it like, oh, it's such fun to be with people, to have family, have kids. People lie to you and they paint all this beautiful picture, when in reality, everything is hard work, everything is difficult. Being with people is difficult, having a relationship is difficult. That's why we always see all of these couples cheating on each other, breaking up, because people, they just cannot find happiness. It's really hard, you know. You know, I don't know why, but the system is made that it's just like you're never happy. You're always like going somewhere, achieving something. The only time when you're happy and you get everything you want, guess what? When your life is about to be over. So that's why, you know, sometimes I just like to refresh my mind with watching some meaningless stuff, such as watching all of these shows, like people dancing, other stupid stuff like songs, just like, you know, take my mind off of stuff. Like now I get to the point where I understand that, yeah, you can be a deep thinker, like to think about life, complain about life, but then just like, let me just turn off my mind and just watch some meaningless bullshit, just so I can, you know, take my mind off things. Alright guys, later on.